About a year ago, I put out a video reviewing the Genmitsu 3018 ProVer V2 as a beginner-friendly CNC. I built it, learned the ropes, and even managed to record a mostly successful carve all in under 2 weeks. I was excited to dive in with zero prior knowledge. But shortly after that video, I hit a wall.
And running the test file. But where do you go from there?
I couldn't figure out why a bit would be destroyed after just one use. And all that left me feeling frustrated and unsure, and I haven't touched that CNC again until now. Today, I'm back with a follow-up video designed specifically to help you avoid that same frustration. I'm going to break down everything I learned, the bit issues, the secrets behind feeds and speeds, and even some budget-friendly workarounds. Whether you're just starting out or have already dabbled with your own CNC, I'm here to share the solutions that turn my struggles into progress. Let's get into it. Make sure you never feel as stuck as I did. All right, let's start with one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first set up the Genmitsu 3018 ProVer V2, the stock bit. When I first got into CNC, I assumed bits were basically all the same. I mean, a cutting tool is a cutting tool, right? Well, not exactly. After just one carve, this thing was completely destroyed. And I wasn't cutting steel, I was carving wood. That was disheartening, and honestly, it made me step back from the machine for a while. I figured if bits break this easily, I'm just going to burn through money replacing them constantly. But the reality is, the stock bit isn't really meant to last, it's just there to get you started. Now, since releasing my original video, I've done some serious testing with CNC bits, like in my CNC Bit Showdown video, where I put a variety of bits through their paces. And what I learned was eye-opening. Different bits have different purposes, and using the right one can make all the difference in how clean, precise, and durable your cuts are. So this time, I'm switching things up. Instead of the stock bit, I'm starting with an 1/8 inch downcut bit. This should help with cleaner cuts, better chip evacuation, and hopefully a more frustration-free experience. Let's see what kind of a difference it makes. Next up, feeds and speeds. Now, this is the secret sauce behind any successful CNC carve, and let me tell you, I did not have the right recipe. If feeds and speeds are like cooking, I basically threw my dinner directly into a furnace and wondered why it didn't turn out. That poor stock bit never had a chance. See, I was running the machine at settings that just didn't match up with the 10,000 RPM limit of the spindle. And when your settings are off, it's like forcing a car to go 100 miles per hour in first gear. It's gonna end badly. So instead of continuing my path of CNC destruction, I decided to get some help. And yes, I turned to ChatGPT. I asked for guidance on finding the right feeds and speeds that would actually work with the 10,000 RPM max spindle speed. And guess what? Instead of guessing and hoping for the best, I got actual numbers I could use. Ah, yes, science. With these adjustments, suddenly things started making sense. My bits should last longer, my cuts should get cleaner, and I don't feel like I'm constantly about to snap something in half, mentally or physically. Turns out, a little fine-tuning can go a long way. Alright, let's talk about something that nearly made me give up on CNC altogether. Software costs. For a machine that's supposed to be beginner-friendly, the software prices felt anything but. You drop a few $100 on a machine, and suddenly you're being asked to fork over another couple hundred for software just to use it properly? That's like buying a car and realizing the steering wheel is a separate subscription. I was honestly frustrated, thinking there has to be a better way. And guess what? There is. Enter Easel, a free browser-based design tool that actually works really well for most projects, with a few catches. Now, Easel does have a paid version with more features, but the free version gets the job done for a lot of beginner-level projects, unless you need extreme detail or a specialized V-bit. In that case, you might need to either upgrade or look elsewhere. But for most things, this is more than enough. It's simple, intuitive, and most importantly, doesn't make my wallet cry. So if software costs are the thing holding you back, give Easel's free version a shot. It might just be the stepping stone you need. And hey, for a free tool, it's not bad at all. Whether I'm designing an easel or running my CNC, I like to keep my devices charged, especially when I'm bouncing between the shop and my desk. That's where today's sponsor comes in. They make this compact 10,000 milliamp hour power bank with 2 USB-C ports, a magnetic wireless charger for iPhones, and even a built-in kickstand. Perfect for watching videos while I work. It's been a solid addition to my shop setup, and if you want to check it out, I'll have a link in the description. Alright, back to carving. Now, not everything about the 3018 had me pulling my hair out. Some things were minor annoyances, and some had simple fixes. I just didn't get to them before recording this. Take dust collection, for example. Without a dust shoe, things get a bit messy. But for now, I just use my shop vac, and it gets the job done. It's not elegant, but it is effective. Funny enough, I just picked up a dust shoe for this CNC. Found it on a deal for only $8 and shared it in my Facebook group, The Messy Garage, but of course, I didn't get it installed before recording. So enjoy the dust show. Then there's the spoil board, which honestly is kind of a mixed bag. Being metal, it's flat and reliable. But if you ever need to cut through material, that's where things get tricky. The good news? Affordable upgrades exist for both dust collection and spoil boards, so you don't have to stick with the stock setup forever. And as for the working area, it's small, sure, but for a lot of projects, especially while you're learning, it's more than enough. And if you outgrow it, there are plenty of upgrade options to expand the size when you're ready. At the end of the day, a few small tweaks can take this machine from frustrating to surprisingly capable. Now let's check out the final result. So here it is, the final result. And honestly, this little machine has come a long way since my first carve a year ago. After upgrading the bit, dialing in the feeds and speeds, and working through a few frustrations, I can confidently say the Genmitsu 3018 ProVer V2 is a solid beginner CNC. I won't lie, it has a learning curve, but once you get past these early hurdles, it's a fantastic machine to start with, experiment on, and gain confidence before moving up to something bigger. If you're just getting into CNCs and feel stuck, don't give up. That's exactly why I made my beginner CNC series covering everything I wish I knew sooner. I'll link the playlist at the end. If you want to snag daily tool deals and workshop tips, join my Facebook group, The Messy Garage. And if you like these kinds of projects, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your CNC stories. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy carving!